My name is Charles Jones,
Charles, where are you from?
Knoxville,
Okay. Where did you go to high school?
Rural High School.
Okay. And tell us about going into the military. Was it?
Going into the military, well, I got married in February and drafted in July. And went through basic AIT, and then within a couple of months after being married, I was sitting in Vietnam. And
So let's back up a little bit. You got married, and then you got, did the draft notice come in the mail?
Draft notice coming in the mail, yeah.
And what were your feelings knowing that you?
Well, I sort of know that it's coming and everything after you get married and everything and stuff,
Yeah.
you know, right off the bat, people getting drafted and everything. And it was a downer a little bit. Then I said, well, I'll just accept it and go on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I done.
Yep. So where did you go to boot camp?
I went to boot camp in Fort Gordon.
Fort Gordon. Okay. And how did you get down there? By
Shipped us by bus.
by bus.
Yeah. I went to Fort Bragg, South Carolina, is it? Over in South Carolina, North Carolina.
Okay. Yeah.
I went there for about 3 days, and then from there I went to Fort Gordon.
And what year was this?
It was 69.
1969. So Vietnam was pretty.
It was rolling.
It was rolling. Yeah. Now, once you're in boot camp, do you have any memories of being in boot camp?
Yeah, I met a lot of other friends and everything and stuff, and a lot of guys, good friends, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember my drill sergeant says, never say goodbye because you're going to run into these guys again somewhere down the line while you're in service. And
Yeah.
I did.
And then once you finished boot camp, where did you go from there?
I went to Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Fort Polk. Okay. And what was down there for you?
Big snakes.
Yeah.
A swamp, something I've never seen. And
Now, did you get to see your wife between boot camp and?
No, I was just, see, I think I come home for a day. No, I went right straight to
Yeah.
Fort Polk, Louisiana. Sure did. Yeah.
Okay.
And I've done there about 8 or 9 weeks, something like that.
And were you doing a specialty training?
Infantry training.
Infantry. Okay.
Infantry.
Did you already know what unit you'd be going to by then, or?
No.
No. Okay.
No. We didn't even know. Some was going to Vietnam and some wouldn't. We did know that.
Mm-hmm.
Some would go to Germany. And after we took our infantry training and everything, then we got our orders, and I got my orders to Vietnam.
Okay. And when you got your orders, what did they tell you? I mean, where did you have to report to?
They gave us a 30-day leave, and then I had to go to California and be shipped out from California.
Okay.
I think Long Bend, I believe, something like that. Yeah.
And then they flew you to Vietnam. Where did you land?
I think I landed in Cameron.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was it like landing in Cameron? And a big shock.
As soon as they opened up the door, the smell of the jungle and everything, it's something I never will forget. It just hit you all
right
at
there.
once. Yeah. And went on from there.
Yeah. Had you been assigned to a infantry unit
I
yet?
went to 1st Infantry Division.
Okay.
And I was we worked out of the Lyke, and I was with the 1st Infantry Division for about 4 months. And Nancy wrote me a letter, my wife, and says the 1st Infantry Division was being pulled out, getting to come home. And we got word of that, and then we got word that only guys that was going to go home in the 1st Infantry Division with the patch had to be 30 days or less to get to go home. So we just got transferred.
Okay. Yeah.
And I got transferred to 101st Airborne Division.
Okay. That's a pretty prestigious unit.
It went from neighborhood to major league up there. I mean, we was fighting hardcore in VA. They
From the
pretty-
get-go?
VC was down south. we much pretty well had them on the run until I went up north, and it was a whole new different ball game. The hunter was the hunted.
Yep. And you were with the 506th
Yes.
Infantry?
Second 506.
Okay, second 506. And,
Charlie Company.
Okay.
I went to a fire support base called Ripcord, and I was on there about 2 weeks, and the captain wanted to know if I wanted to kick Carson Scout, which was a North Vietnamese guy who gave himself up to come over to our side to fight his own people. And I was assigned to Kit Carson Scout was assigned to me and everything, and within, we was together 5 months. Within that 5 months, we become very, very close friends, and one time mortal enemies.
Yeah. Did he speak any English?
He learned English real good, and he could talk real good and stuff, and he would write letters home, but he would never could get no letters back from his parents or his sisters or brothers or nothing. I guess they was watching what was going on.
I understand. Did he make it through the war?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I lost contact after I got wounded in Japan. I got 2 letters from him, and then I got a hold of my platoon sergeant, and about 12 years ago, and I asked about him. He said he'd got transferred to a different unit, and he never did catch back up with him or nothing. But hopefully, I'm hoping he done.
Yeah. Now, you talked about ripcord.
It was like I said, the major fight, and we was taking heavy casualties, losses, and everything. It was a fire support base, and they said it wasn't going to happen, and I think 3 battalions surrounded us, and then we was working outside of ripcord, and guys would get hit constantly at night and stuff.
And you had a really good friend named Robert.
Yeah.
Robert Zoller, that you've told me about in the past. Just for the video, tell us what kind of person he was. And
He was from Mantua, Ohio, and he's a very, very likable guy. I mean, just somebody you meet, you say, man, this guy's wonderful. And we become real close friends together and everything. And when we got hit, my buddy got killed. But it took me about 18 years later. He told me the night he got killed, he asked me if anything happened to him, would I tell his parents? And it took me 18 years to get that puzzle together.
And you got to meet his parents.
I met his parents and everything.
I'm sure that made them feel good.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I know they lost their son, but for you to reach out to them.
Well, his daddy said he never gave up hope because he knew somebody was with him. And he said he never gave up hope. And we become real close friends and everything. And he helped me a lot, and I helped him a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, I was wounded and on Hill 902, and I got sent to a hospital ship Sanctuary. And I was there about 2 weeks on a hospital ship, and a general pinned a Purple Heart on me and everything, but it never was documented on my
In your DD-214.
my discharge papers.
What kind of injuries did you have?
I sustained shrapnel to the face and shoulder.
Okay. So it was severe enough to get you medevaced out
Yes.
into the hospital ship. And then when you left the ship, where did you go from there?
I went to Camp Drake, Japan.
Okay. What was there?
It was a bunch of wounded guys.
Okay.
And I started coming down with severe ear infection from my eardrums got busted, and infection started setting in, and I couldn't control it.
How soon from when you were wounded did your wife get the news?
I think maybe a couple of days. And I couldn't see to write the letters and everything, so I didn't write home for about 2 weeks because I had patches over my eyes and everything. And but I was afraid that somebody else would write the letters. She would really get disturbed.
Yeah. Now, were you close to losing your vision since they put patches?
My right eye stained more than my left, but it was just like a blast, and it's like looking through wax paper. I couldn't see nothing.
Wow.
And it just took time to come back.
And in that blast, I mean, Robert was killed.
Robert was killed
And
that instant.
I think that day, didn't your unit lose 7 or 8 more people?
We lost CO, and I lost 8 good friends.
Okay. Well, they are not forgotten, and I know many people think about them, especially when they visit the wall in Vietnam. I mean, in Washington D.C. and so they're not forgotten. So after you were in Japan, where did you go?
Went to Japan. Down, went to Walter Reed.
Okay.
And I stayed up there, I guess, about 4 weeks or something like that.
What was Walter Reed like back in Vietnam days?
A lot of wounded and stuff, and but
They treated you good, the
treated
staff and the doctors.
Absolutely wonderful.
Good.
Wonderful up there.
Good. And then, so you were there for 4 weeks.
About a month, yeah.
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 Did you get to see your wife then? Not
Yeah,
then?
I took a 30-day leave.
Okay.
After I started getting, I could travel and everything, and they felt like I could take off for 30 days, so I come home for 30 days.
Good. I'm sure that was good for both of you.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. And then after that 30 days.
Okay, after that 30 days and everything, I went back to Walter Reed, and I got assigned to Fort Benning, Georgia.
Okay. And you were still with infantry units, right?
Still with the infantry, and that's what we done. We trained newbies
Okay.
and stuff with night fire and stuff, and training the guys that going to Vietnam.
Now, I want to back up just a little bit. When you're in the battle, especially at Ripcord, and it's going down, I mean, there was no time for rest. It was
nothing. It was just every day, moving every night and day. And
did y'all have enough food and supplies? And
sometimes we couldn't get supplies because we get socked in the weather and everything, and we'd get down to peanut butter and jelly crackers and stuff. But had to go about 60 days without a bath one time. No clean DX or nothing. We was a bunch of stinky GIs. We couldn't even pretend to smell each other.
Wow. Did you have good leaders? I know your CO was killed, but
Yes, my CO, Captain Hewitt, I walked point a lot because I had the Kit Carson Scout, and we'd become good friends, and he would call on me to do stuff that I wouldn't have anybody else to do, so I took it on myself to do a lot of things.
there's a good picture of you that I've seen where you're holding the Coke can.
Yeah.
Tell us about that picture.
That was Camp Evans, and went for a stand down for about 3 days, and went to Eagle Beach, and we was getting. So we had propel out of a chopper with rope and everything.
What was that like?
It was just like a training exercise that day, and the rest of the guys drinking beers and everything. I grabbed me a Coke. I hadn't had a Coke in a long time.
What's it like coming out of the chopper like that, propelling out?
It was an experience. I never did have to do it in the field, just on Camp Evans. I thought, boy, this would be bad coming down on a rope and out in the jungle, you know, and then sitting still.
Yeah.
My dad probably, if it hadn't been for my dad, I probably wouldn't have made it through Vietnam, because he taught me how to get out in the woods and hunt, be quiet and observe and everything. And
Okay.
stuff. And he was in World War II.
Okay.
And I put all my credibility of coming through Vietnam to my dad. Showed me get me in the woods, be quiet, sit still, don't move, just
Wow.
look.
Yeah. So, your dad served in World War II. Was he in the infantry?
He was a medic.
Okay.
He was a medic.
And then he taught you a lot of.
He was like a drill sergeant. When he told you to do something, you done it right then. There wasn't no waiting. There wasn't no back talking. You done what he told you to do.
And he passed away before you went in.
He got drowned in 1966, July 3rd,
July
1966.
3rd. Okay. Well, I'm so sorry. So that was probably a big.
That was a big downer.
Yeah, downer. And then
Yeah.
you went to the service, and I mean, you probably just got married, and you had a lot on your plate.
Yeah, and then when my buddy Bob Zoller got killed, he got killed in 1970. My daddy got grounded. He had a watch on, and his watch quit it at 3:45, July the 3rd. 1966. And Bob, my buddy, got killed July the 2nd, 3:45.
Wow.
And,
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's almost like an anniversary date,
And that's when you got hurt.
That's when I
Same
got
blast.
If it hadn't been for you, I wasn't going to fight it. If it hadn't been for Nancy, I just decided to give up. And she said, "Let's try one more time." But Nathan, I really thank you. You pulled it through.
Well, thank you. And what does it feel like today to be a Vietnam veteran? I mean, if you ever wear a hat or anything.
I wear it sometimes, and sometimes I won't. And sometimes I just want to blend in.
Yeah.
And I don't want to stand out.
Just must. Right.
Nancy would send me little packages. It was amazing what she could put in a cigar box. And I would tell her send canned sardines and tuna fish and everything. And she would send him little care packages too.
Good.
But only thing he got out there was just regular sea ration. And
So was he being paid at all by the?
he would get paid by the South Vietnamese Army.
Okay.
Yes. But he, in his situation, he was there until the war ended. It wasn't like us. You get wounded or a year.
Did he ever talk about why he?
He was an anti-aircraft gunner. Okay, he shot at our airplanes, and he said that he was shooting at one in a jet fighter, and the jet fighter was behind another jet fighter, and he opened up on him, and so he took shrapnel to his backside and everything, and so I guess he was recuperating, and then him and another guy decided that they would come to South Vietnam and give themselves up. And he said that they got in a small boat and come down the coast and come to the first village and gave themselves up. And I thought, he didn't have to do all that. I mean,
and I wonder what kind of vetting the Americans do to put a former enemy with.
It was hard to get people accepting. We just, if you gave us a gun and put us together against each other, one of us is going to die. But he come over across and everything, and I didn't have no hard feelings against him, and he was assigned to me and everything, and stuff, and he gave up his family and everything. I thought, he may never get to go home.
And he could have been killed, and
could have been killed, and I like to say it. I just hope he made it. I really do.
Yeah, me too.
When I got on the plane from Washington to come home, no one would ever look at you. People would walk right by you, wouldn't even look at you. And then me and a couple of other guys was sitting there and was trying to figure out what in the world was wrong with everybody. No one ever look at you. What you just been through, it wouldn't even make eye contact with you. And when I got orders to go to the 101st Airborne, I thought that was the coolest patch there ever was. You still do. That eagle, it really got it, and And I had a friend, I was with the 1st Infantry Division, and he went up, and I thought, well, where in the world is the 101st at? And we found the map. It was up there next to the DMZ, and I thought, boy, we're in trouble now.
Wow.
If it hadn't been for you, I know I wouldn't got my Purple Heart on my
Well, thank you.
DD 214. You knocked the ball plumb out of the park.
Well, like I said, I just want to help all of our veterans, especially you, and I know it's been many years of maybe they let you down because they didn't put that on your discharge and not being able to be recognized.
Well, at the time, you know, there's so many people getting discharged and everything. All we want to do is just come home and
That's
try
right.
to
Yeah.
fit in.
And you had a pretty wife at home, and
Yeah.
so it was.
Pregnant wife, I
Oh, you were pregnant.
got in.
Okay, good. Well, good.